So it is spooky season, and I had some time, and I decided to watch a couple of Evil Nun films, especially because The Nun 2 just came out into theaters. I did watch the first one, haven't seen the second one yet. Didn't mind the first one, a lot of people hate it, but I just decided to go on Tubi and see if I could find some terrible Evil Nun films and see if any of them are at least entertaining. So, starting off with the first one, it's just simply called Nun, and it also goes by two other titles. It also goes by Gaslight, and it also goes by Crawl Space. And when you watch this film, it makes sense because this is not really a nun movie. This one it definitely deceived the hell out of me. There is a woman in it who technically is a practicing nun, but she definitely doesn't follow any of the nun rules, and she's dealing with this tremendous guilt because of an accident she had with this lover who I'm not exactly sure if it was another priest or not. Or if it was just a lover on the side, but they were driving in a car. They both were drinking, and she got into an accident and he passed away. And she's dealing with this tremendous guilt. She's sinning, she's, lusting, doing drugs, doing all kinds of things that nuns shouldn't do. But she doesn't really, other than mentioning her position and being in counseling and having the veil over her head for like 10 minutes at the beginning of the movie, she doesn't really do anything else to merit the whole nun title. It really is one of those scripts that was supposed to be another movie, and I guess because The Nun came out and this came out in 2017, so it was roughly around the same time, they just used the whole horror movie nun trope to sell this film, obviously. But Gaslight makes a lot more sense for the type of film that it is. But anyways, we do have this practicing nun who, like I said, is dealing with this guilt. She's in counseling, and the priest. I'm sorry, I said he passed away. The guy who got into the accident is still alive. He's just paralyzed. He's not walking, and he's living in some other town. And it's been years, and she's still dealing with this. And the counselor suggests that she goes to visit this guy. So before she goes to visit this guy, there's this woman that she goes to visit, and this woman tells her that on the way to this town to visit this guy that had the accident with her, to stop by this storage facility where this woman has a bunch of things packed up, and she wants this woman on her way there to pick something up in the storage facility. And when she gets to the storage facility, basically she gets locked in there, and it becomes kind of this claustrophobia, scary kind of thriller situation. So it's kind of weird, again, because of the title of the movie, that this film completely drifts away from the whole guilt theme and the whole accident theme of everything, and then it just turns into this tight space thriller kind of movie. Which, funny, it's not bad. It works great for what it is. It's actually a really well shot and well acted film for an independent, low budget B movie. The performance from the lead is very good. I very much enjoyed her. Her name is Gracie. She plays Sister Gracie, and the way the film, most of the camera shots are really good. Some of the handhelds are like shots are really strange, but for the most part, the film is lit very well and it's shot very well. During the counseling scenes, the counselor mentions if this woman, Sister Gracie, has ever been to like a spook show or a haunted attraction, and he says that maybe, like, he starts suggesting that the mind sometimes can work like a spook show or haunted attraction. And it's funny because it kind of correlates to when she does get locked in this storage space. The storage space is very much designed like it's one of the most intriguing and intricate storage facilities I've ever seen, because it has these like really spooky elevators. It was designed perfectly. It doesn't look like a storage space. It almost looks like she was transported into this like other dimension of storage space, like Silent Hill style almost. And the sets I really liked, and I liked, again, the sets combined with the camera work was really well done. And as the story progresses, when we start to get to the climax of the movie, things start to get a little bit different again. We have a killer in here that has nothing to do with a nun, so that comes out of nowhere again. Going back to this being not me not thinking this was a nun movie to begin with, and we get a little bit of like My Bloody Valentine type killer ish, and at the end of the movie, given its title, there's a bit of a twist that involves psychological guilt and the guilt that she's dealing with, and a lot of manipulation. Without getting too much into spoilers, but the theme is about this woman dealing with what she's dealing with and people taking advantage of her, essentially. I'll just leave it at that to not go into too far into spoiler territory, but while she's in this storage facility, there's a lot of ways that the plot and the themes of the film go to make the audience wonder what's imaginary, what's real. Things get very confusing, and the manipulation of her mind. It really does a good job kind of putting the audience in the same place where the audience is always left guessing what's real and what's not. And for the most part, it's okay, but at the same time, it also is very confusing. It's not perfect. I wish things were definitely more defined. And I find this film has a little bit of the high tension problem, the French extreme film, where there are some moments in it where you have certain situations where like things can't be both. Like it either has to be in her head, but if it's in her head, then this can't be going on because this doesn't make any sense. And if it's this going on, then this over here doesn't make any sense. So there's situations where I found like you can't have both things at the same time. So there's a little bit of that too. I came out with this film at a 2 out of 5 because for a low budget independent piece of work, this is really well done, especially in the technical aspect of it. And with rewatches, it definitely is a film that makes you think, and I like mind fucks kind of thing, and that's the kind of movie that it is. So I can't complain about it too much. It's just that the marketing and advertising was absolutely atrocious. Like the image for this film is just it's not this. It's not this at all. Like at all in the slightest. So I don't like when films do that just to make a quick buck because fooling the audience just to watch your film is not the way to go. But I can't complain about what the film is, but the marketing is just absolutely abysmal and deceiving and just not accurate. So that's it. That's the film's biggest flaw is just what it says it's gonna be and then ends up not being. Which is funny because I don't know why they didn't advertise the film for what it was because it was actually a really well done film for what it was. And although technically there is a nun in the film, it's not really a killer nun movie, like at all in the slightest. So that's what I've got on Nun, also known as Gaslight, like I said, and Crawl Space, but the main other title for it is Gaslight, and that title makes a lot more sense for what it is. But anyways, that's what I got in it. Go watch Nun. It's on Tubi. And yeah, that's pretty much the first Tubi film that I watched this October for when it comes to horror anyway. So subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I will be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel. Stay tuned for what's coming until next review. Have a good one. Take care and cheers.